Hello, powerful one. Welcome to this edition of Inner Growth. It says by Elimi Hey. Today, let us take a look at letting go. We always think that everything that happened to us deserves to be told as a story, that they deserve to be stored as a story that we can transmit, that we can tell over and over again. But what if I told you that the stories, those negative stories of how people have hurt you, stories of how things have gone wrong in your life, stories of how you lost A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, that these are the stories that are keeping you locked in your past. There is a saying that I read recently of a superstar. He says that your past will not hurt you as long as you are not living there. How do we live in our past? We live in our past by dwelling on the events of our past. If we intend to transform our lives, if we intend to move forward, we must rise above the stories of our past, because these stories are glues that are holding us tight, holding us fast to the experiences that we think are unwelcomed in our lives, that we are working hard to overcome. Our lives are ours to construct. Our memories are very good resource base for the materials for this construction. What if we move beyond our memories and then go and open up a blank sheet where there is no memory and work towards new realities? If you cannot open up to the unknown, you cannot move towards the unknown by being blank, by learning to meditate and shutting out from everything that you are used to, then if your mind must go to the past, go to the beautiful past where you were happy, where you were productive. We go into more of this when we come back from the break. I am Osezwa Anthony Elimihe. You know me. I am in the game of helping you grow from inside out. That is the dream. Welcome back. Do you know the snake? A lot of us hear the snake and we cringe. We just don't like the snake. We feel the snake is evil. Good. But you see, the snake is a symbol of immortality. It's a symbol of longevity. It is the symbol of renewal. That is one creature that goes through the ordeal of shedding its skin. Those who have seen it, I haven't seen it, but those who have seen it have reported that it is a painful experience. Even you that are watching it, you feel pain for the snake. The snake uses its head, its mouth to hit at a rock for its shells, that's the scale that are now dry, to break, and then gradually reads out of it in blood. Now, why does the snake have to undergo such an ordeal, such a painful experience? Well, the only option left to the snake is death. The snake either sheds its skin or it dies. As a little boy moving in the bush, I have come across a lot of snake skins. They just came out of that thing, and you see the full length out there. Sometimes if you see, looking at them from a distance, you mistake them for the snake itself. It is not a beautiful thing to have to let go of your skin. The snake is a symbol of what we human beings must do. If you don't let go of your past, you can't have a future. Many of us have not understood the implication of letting go of the past, and so we consistently let the past guide our lives, so that some of us are so enamored, are so intoxicated by history. Some of us are so good at the things that make us unhappy, we like to recount them. We relate them to anybody, anyhow, anytime. As long as people have ears to give to us, we tell them stories. Why do we do that? Is it because we like people to sympathize with us? We like people to see us as something? I really don't understand it, but if you look very closely at the background of why we do these things, you will notice that it is our excuse for remaining where we are. We try to excuse away our present condition because we don't like it, because we feel ashamed of it. We want people to understand that we were once good. We want people to understand that we wouldn't have been where we are now if people had not been treacherous, if people had not been bad to us. But you see, that very reason, trying to explain, trying to justify the reason we are how we are, is actually an affirmation of where we are. We are not really working to leave the place. We are working to justify the place. And you cannot leave a place that you are justifying. You cannot outgrow a position that you are justifying. You need to really dislike the fact that you are still there, and then focus on how to get out. The first step you must take to get out of where you are that you don't like right now is to stop telling the stories that brought you there. If you keep telling the stories, you get stuck. Let go of the story, because the stories are very emotive, and that emotion generates a magnetism from you, and that magnetism pulls to you all other experiences of life that are congruent, that are in line with the story you are telling. It is best to just let go. It's just like the other day, I took my car to the mechanic workshop. The panel beater was to do some work, and I said that there was a mechanical work I needed to before it went out of hand. And they mentioned a particular mechanic. This was a mechanic that dealt with me in 2018, 2019. When they mentioned his name, I felt some anger. And I said, and as at that time, I wasn't even listening to myself. I felt this anger, and I told them, don't you even mention that guy's name to me. If he is the last mechanic on the planet, he won't go near my car. In fact, I will learn how to become a mechanic myself and fix the car. Get me someone else. You see, from the sound of it, these people felt that he was a good mechanic. But you see, there's a difference between being good at what you do and being a good person. This is why they say talent is not as important as attitude. Here is somebody supposedly probably a good mechanic, but has a very rotten attitude. He's a thief by nature. That is not even the issue. The man is not the person being judged. It's me that is being judged right now. The anger. And when I got there, I was not explaining to them why I did not want that guy. I started telling them the story. The story of what the guy did. When I finished telling the story, I just stopped. I said, I didn't even finish. I was halfway through it, and I said, what am I doing? I am foregrounding the experiences of the past. And who says these people right now cannot be converted to that man again for me? Because it is the telling of the story that generates the experience. That is the emotion. The emotion you are feeling right now, you are endorsing it. So I am locking the man in the negative past that he was at. That was 2019, 2018. I was still locking him in there. He may have changed. He may have moved past there, I don't know. But as far as I was concerned, as at the time I was speaking, he was still the same person. Are there not people in your life that you have kept where they were with you for over 10, 15, 5, 6, 3 years? The more you tell stories about people in a certain way, the more you create those people to remain in that same way with you. The more you tell stories about certain class of people like workmen, like mechanics, like tailors, like, you just name them, men, like women, the more you do the same. Somebody posted a video some time ago on the social media. It was my friend on Facebook. He said something about men that was very rotten. And I said, oh, I wish you hadn't done this. I said, be careful of the things you give credence to. And she flared up. You shouldn't have even listened. You shouldn't have commented, just passed. I said, that's correct. I should have really passed. As far as these people are concerned, they are joking. They are just having fun. You are having fun with something that is capable of destroying your life. That's what it is. A lot of us play with danger without knowing what it is. So what I'm simply saying is that beware of the stories you are telling. You might be telling them out of play. Maybe you think you are joking, but you see, your mind does not know the difference between a joke and seriousness. Because again, the beautiful thing about jokes that you tell is that they are very emotive. Either they are sweetly emotive or bitterly emotive. When somebody says that, oh, men are dogs, women are snakes, what you are doing is that you are solidifying your women in that mode, and they cannot change. Even when the funny thing is that you won't come across a good woman. That's what it's going to be. You are only going to be coming across snakes in female skins. That's what you'll be coming across, because that is your belief. You say, be it unto you according to your faith. In the same way, when you keep telling a story over and over again, it becomes your life. So change. Be like the snake that sheds its skin. The process is painful, I can assure you. It is new because it is not something you are used to. You have to learn to let go. Sometimes you just keep quiet. If you really are growing, you will discover that when you do certain things that foreground your past, you feel uncomfortable for a while and you think, what am I doing? This is not right. Exactly. That is your higher self telling you, we have gone past there. But if you are telling these stories with relish, if you are telling this story with a sense of rightness, then of course it means you are not ready to grow. And if you are in that state, tell yourself, I choose to grow. I ask for the habits and the mindset that encourages growth, that leads to growth. I choose to move from where I am right now. So the first thing you have to do if you want to really move from where you are right now is to stop telling the stories of what brought you to where you are right now. And also stop finding excuses for your situation. Stop blaming people. That's one. Stop telling the stories that brought you to where you are right now. That's the first thing. Stop finding excuses for why you are where you are right now. 3, stop blaming people, no matter what they have done. Yes, they did the things that brought you where you are, but stop blaming them. Because what you are doing by all of these actions is that you are putting your powers in their hands. You are saying that they brought me here. They simply means people like those people, which means there will never be a shortage in people of that guise around you. But you see, for you to move forward, to change your life, you must have new people in your life. The people that are connected to the kind of story you want to tell in the future. Therefore, stop telling your old stories and focus on new stories. If you are so good at talking about your past, go to the beautiful stories of your past and tell them. Tell stories of how people came to your rescue. Tell stories of how people have helped you, how people stood behind you, how people supported you. Tell those stories and you will see that you are already doing what is called gratitude. And he that tells a story of what goodness others have done for them, they are being grateful. And because they are being grateful, they are subtly commanding life to do more of such things to them, to generate more of such people for them, and the universe will do accordingly. Learn to let go. In fact, let go of your past now by shutting out the stories. Any story that speaks of the negative exploit of others against you, against anybody you know in your life, stop telling them. Let them go. If you don't want certain people in your life, like I said about him, I don't want that mechanic near my car. I should have ended the talk there. If they had asked me why, don't worry, I don't want him. Just let go. Get me someone else. That would have been enough. I'm not trying to say that, okay, because somebody has hurt you, I'll mark the person down as a negative person, and then tomorrow, because you want to be a positive person, you want to get the same person to come and work for you, and you repeat that same thing. Because I tested the guy, and I gave the guy a second and a third chance, and he repeated everything he did, and I lost a good sum of money. So I'll be stupid to get him again. So I'm not asking you to bring people that have hurt you before to a position where they can hurt you again. No, I'm not saying that. But just move beyond them. You don't want them, remove them. It's as good as that, but don't think about them. Don't speak about them. because it will generate the emotion that creates the experiences that they made you have again and again. Let go of your past. Be like the serpent, like the snake that sheds its skin in order to live. And what do you think happens to a snake after shedding its skin? The process is painful, but when it is over, when the snake recovers from it, it becomes younger. It becomes more beautiful. Be like that, my friend. Thank you.